Starting off with the weekly review, on March 15th, 2026, looking at the SPX, you see that we have broken outside of the large balance area and are developing value lower. What we need to do is keep an eye on this double bottom here, at 6,630. If unable to take this out, a short covering rally would not be surprising. That would take us back up to 6,690 and potentially as high as 6,760 to retest the bottom of the balance area. That could set up a longer-term short with downside targets of 6,533, 6,390, 6,235, and then ultimately 6,000. Switching over to the Nasdaq, we still are chopping around in the large range, and we have an NVIDIA meeting early in the week, as well as Micron earnings, which could lead to some initial short covering, with buying pressure taking us back up to 600 on QQQ. Longer term, this could set up for another entry on a short to the downside at 583, after that 560, and then ultimately down to 528. Looking at Micron, we can see that it is balancing here near all-time highs. If this plays out similar to similar market events, earnings will likely be great. However, it popping above this balance area and then re-entering and going lower could be possible. Ultimately, target lower at 380, and longer term, a washout to 225 on significant market weakness. Switching over to commodities and looking at gold, you can see that it has had a failed breakout of balance to the upside and has re-entered back in range. It could be weak with a target to the downside of 4,700. Looking next at crude oil, we are still within the large breakout candle and expecting it to go sideways. It would not be surprising with anywhere from a range of 80 to 100 to be expected as a trading range. Next, looking at Bitcoin, this has had two failed breakouts here recently. However, the pullbacks are becoming more shallow, and it is setting up for a cup and handle pattern with breakout of 73,000 to the upside, a possibility, which can ultimately target 78,000, and then ultimately an upside target of 88,000. That is all for this week. Hope this was helpful, and a good luck to all.